Hi, I am Jen. I am the Energetic Alchemist. We are here today with an end of March into the beginning of April reading. We're going to do all signs. We're going to start with Aries and work our way all the way through to Pisces. So get in where you fit in. Let's see what these next couple days have in store for you. As you are listening, if you are drawn in, please go ahead and like, subscribe, share. We love a good community building moment. Aries. Well, you're coming out strong here. The struggle is real, Aries, and it is an internal struggle, that is for sure. Nine of Swords, Five of Wands, the devil out here, A representing you, B representing the force in which your brain likes to lead you awry. It feels like you guys are experiencing a lot of sleepless nights, that eclipse energy, that new moon energy. Some of you, I'm hearing, are still feeling that full moon eclipse as well. So as you're kind of trying to get your sleep together, the more you can rein that in, the easier these lessons, sorry, but you're in them, these lessons feel. Spirit doesn't want you to dawdle here. They don't want you to kind of lay down from the fight. What they do want you to do is recognize when it is time to roll, when it is time to move out, when it is time to make room for what it is you desire. And I promise you, when you make room for what it is you want, that's when the joy shows up, okay? So instead of being anxious, instead of being overwhelmed, instead of feeling like life is taking you out, what you can do is decide that that is not a version of yourself you're willing to entertain any longer. Allowing yourself to walk away from that version of self creates this energetic space. And in that void, you can then harmonize internally using your joy to create what it is you desire. What you desire needs to be based solely on internal energy, okay? So it's not, I need $10 million. No. What do you need to feel happy and complete right now outside of money? That's what they're calling for you to do. Taurus. I was going to say Aries, like, I hope you didn't move on yet. It's giving the self-sabotage just comes straight from fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of repeating cycles, fear of being like your parents or being like that person that you knew growing up that had a life, growing up that had a life that maybe you didn't want, but you feel yourself like being in the same trenches there. That's what that comes from. If you can lay that part of your brain to rest, the easier all of this gets. Taurus. They are calling for you to blend your passions with your analytical side. It's giving that sometimes we get way too far off in the mental space and we're like, everything is so cut and dry, everything is so black and white. But what they want you to do is have a little more joy, have a little more fun. Allow that fun energy and that freedom to really persevere here. You're meant to be both. Okay, very grounded in that Taurus energy, allowing yourself to really, they keep saying you feel like you have to see the truth. You feel like you have to know the truth. You feel like you have to come to terms with the truth. Okay, do that. But at the same time, you can let your passions and your joys, and for some of you, your freak flag fly. It's time for that. You don't have to sit here and wonder what life is going to be like. Go make it. Go make it be like something you want. It's giving that what you want is going to be showing up. You've been putting so much brain power into your manifestations. You've been putting so much brain power into trying to shift your life and shift your frequency that you're missing the fact that it's already begun. The movement, the change, the energy that you seek is here right now. Grab it. grab it and run. Allow yourself to really be open to receiving that, showing up for yourself really authentically, and not in a self-sabotaging energy where you are so down on yourself, you're nitpicking yourself. No one feels good that way. You are not above that. It's time to really be a little softer, a little less pushy with your own shit, and more into the energy of ease. Even if you can only do that for like part of your day. Okay. So maybe in that last hour before you go to bed, you're able to feel more in flow and ease. So what does that tell you? In the ease and in the grace for yourself, what are the messages that you're receiving? That'll lead you to that next piece. Next up, we have the Gemini gang. Gemini, this is more cards than I was really looking for, but you know, you always show up and show out. After heartbreak and loss comes the ultimate joy. For everything that you walk away from, for everything that you have to let go because it's being ripped from you, Spirit always does their best to replace it. Okay? Whenever you make room for something new, whether you did it intentionally or whether Spirit did it, there is that void to fill, and they choose this time to fill it with love. For some of you, this will be love for yourself. For some of you, this will be a king showing up for you, potentially an earth sign, whatever. I'm not picky. But their intention is, you have been doing things solo. You have been making a path, carving a name for yourself on your own for so long. And now it's time for you to have that community. It's time for you to have that sense of being loved and being cherished from all the people in your life. And it feels like this Three of Swords is calling to the fact that you've lost a lot of friendships. You've lost a lot of relationships. And for some of you, you've even lost family because they just couldn't do right by you, no matter how often you did right by them. And there's nothing wrong with honoring your journey and knowing that they are no longer a part of it. On the other side of this solo time, on the other side of this forged in fire energy is what they're giving me, is the energy of being one with Spirit. Being one with your higher self, showing up for yourself, allowing the energy to show you what it is you need moving forward. Really getting good at that meditative practice or that intentional time to tap in to receive the guidance you need to be in the energy of the infinity. Interesting. Of the infinity? Okay. I mean, infinity is just a never-ending loop of all the goodness. And if you've been waiting for that to show up, it feels like you just have to start. The easiest way to do that is to release that self-judgment and that attachment, not only to that solo drive that you have to do better, but also the attachment that you have to feeling bad. The mental and emotional attachment you have to living in the energy of the heartbreak. You're wearing it like a badge of honor. And what they would like for you to wear like a badge of honor is your connection to Source, your connection to your higher self. Okay, Cancer. Cancer, it feels like you've made up your mind about the fact that you are just gonna be okay with living in a sense of lack. That you are gonna be okay maneuvering through life without having all that you desire. And I need you to flip that. I need you to flip that. That is some bullshit ass baggage that you're carrying around. Some of it's not even yours, but the majority of it is yours. And I need you to be willing to let that programming go. You're here at the end of the cycle for a reason. Your spirit team is ready to assist you in literally just setting that baggage down. Allowing yourself to be released from this energy is what brings in the balance you're looking for. Because right now you're looking around life going, I don't even like this. I don't even know what I'm doing here, but I don't like it. And so in order to have that harmony inside of yourself, they are calling for you to take radical action, they're saying. Take radical action. Take accountability. Stop victim blaming and victim shaming yourself and take accountability for where you're at and allow yourself to move forward. It's your time to shine. And I'm not talking necessarily about out in the world in the limelight. It's your time to shine internally. It's your time to be back at one with yourself. The best thing you can do is set down the baggage and come home to you. Leo. Why do I keep moving that card around? Okay. Well, Leo, number one, you are showing up in the energy of the fire. So here you are. That fire is not really doing any favors right now because you're turning it on yourself. It's okay to feel like you're not at the spot in life that you really want. Because it's from claiming that energy and recognizing in the claiming of it that you have the power, you have the ultimate control to change that. You have the power, you have the ultimate control to change that. As soon as you recognize that you're where you're at because of who you are in this moment, is the moment that you can flip it. Is the moment that you can honor the journey and recognize I can change this at the drop of a dime by deciding to adopt new versions of myself. And at this time, what they want you to know is it's adopting these little traits, little by little, bit by bit, that allow you to come into alignment with the version of you, your highest version of self, that is different, that moves differently, that is not triggered as such as the old person that you were. The changes are happening swiftly out here. If you are living in a reality where you do not have the joy, you do not have the sense of peace or the sense of freedom that you desire, now is the time to make the plan, take the action, get it done. You're meant to be living in the Empress energy. You're meant to have all that you desire, knowing that you are constantly on a journey back to love, a journey back to hope, and a journey back to freedom. You're not journeying alone, but it is a slow journey, one that gives you the time to kind of set down the fire and pick up that inner strength and that inner core of stability that you need to create the next version of you. I'm hearing forged in fire. You can be forged in fire, you can be forged in love, or you can be forged in both and be unstoppable. That's up to you. But if you don't like what you see, you have to make a change. Virgo. you to know that I'm recording this at 10:34 in the morning, and that is an owl outside hooting. That's my dude. All right, Virgo. Yeah. So Virgo, you are sabotaging the efforts that you are trying to make toward having more stability in your life. Everyone's sabotage is going to look different. For the majority of you, it is emotional sabotage. Confirmation? Sure. For the majority of you, it's the emotional sabotage. This is linked directly into a wounding pattern from your past, and also into a wounding pattern with your mother. Okay. You are where you're supposed to be. Do not doubt your path in this moment, because you are being called to honor the path. You are being called to honor yourself and then show the hell up. Your guides, your ancestors, your personal power is demanding that you honor the energy of now. What do you want to change? What makes you sad and keeps you up at night? Be the solution, not the problem. There are multiple ways for you to achieve everything you want. And don't worry, you're going to get everything you want. And it's going to be a strategic approach. For the majority of you, what you need to focus on first is balance and harmony within your finances. Do you know where your money's going? If you do you know how to make your money grow? Who can you work with to assist you with that? I don't think you're working with anyone outside the spiritual realm for this. This is an internal thing. This is you being willing to set down this cycle and recognize your place in this cycle and recognize what you've adopted as your own that isn't even yours. How do you release yourself from what is not yours? You let it go back to its owner. No harm, no foul. But the owner of the issue can take it back. And the issues that you have to own, you have to walk through. It won't take long. This can be done in a single shadow work session. This can be done in an evening on your own. If you're committed to it and your guides are supporting you through it, anything can happen swiftly. There is some significance to the next 10 days. Whatever that looks like for you, whatever that looks like in your world, there is some significance the next 10 days. Count it down. Today is Thursday, March 27th. 10 days. Everyone's 10 days is different. Excuse me, that incense smoke went right up my nose. All right, Libra. Libra, you've got a big life calling. You've got a super big purpose. And as we enter into this new energy, we've already had the astrological new year, right? We're just figuring out how that feels. And you are stepping into a new season of life where your purpose is being laid out for you, brick by brick, piece by piece. You feel it. You definitely feel it. For a lot of you, you need to feel it alone. There's no one in your life who can come on this journey with you to finding who you are in this next phase. There is no one in your life who can come on this journey with you to being and accepting who you are and how you're going to grow and how you're going to flow on this path. This is a life purpose path. Does that mean you're going to be without friends? No. No, it doesn't. Does that mean you're going to have to work to kind of like defend your honor, defend your path, and defend your way? Absolutely. Absolutely. You've been on the outside looking in way too damn long. And as you've been on the outside looking in, you've also been on the inside doing what you can do to figure out where you're going next and what you want to do and trying to make a plan. And I feel like a lot of portions of that plan have been hidden from you because you have not been using your intuition. You've been using your day-to-day human egoic mind. And I want you to drop out of your mind and into your intuition, into your body. Your body is your intuition center, specifically your gut. What is it telling you? What is that first step? They aren't going to give you the whole pathway. They aren't going to give you the whole pathway to your space, okay? They aren't. But they're going to give you brick by brick, piece by piece, what you need to do to come to terms with where you're at and where you're going and how that's going to look in your life, because it's going to fit differently into your life than anyone else's, because it's not meant to fit anybody else's life. This is the yellow brick road you've been waiting for. This is how you come to know who you truly are in this next phase of life. And I'm hearing this next phase for you specifically is going to last 7 years. So they're giving you the first couple bricks of your path. They want you to know that through loving yourself, nurturing yourself, allowing yourself to grow as a part of this exercise of creating your own path, and then knowing when you need to hold them, when you need to fold them. That's going to be the key here. Honoring yourself, loving yourself, and allowing yourself to be great, to expand, to really explore what's coming next with a sense of awe and wonder. That was a good one. Scorpio. Scorpio, why are you so upset, boo? It feels like those emotions are kind of super duper heavy. Well, that ring doesn't fit there. Fine, it'll have to fit there. I don't like that. Emotions are feeling heavy. Emotions are feeling heavy. It feels like you don't know what you're doing, where you're going, why you're doing it, but you know you want to cry. You know you want to kind of rage against the chains that are confining you. In that rage, underneath that rage is a really deep well of sadness. You're not being confined. You're not being held back by spirit. You're not being held back by anybody on the other side. You're being held back by yourself and by your inability to discern what's right and what's wrong for you, and who your guides are on this path. Things are changing swiftly, whether you like it or not. And it's going to force you into a different energy. It's going to force you out of that rage into the grief, from the grief into the change. Honor that change. Honor the version of yourself that had to grieve so deeply and so heavily. So that way you can come out of that rage and grief and into this new awareness. And it feels like it's just glitters and rainbow on the other side. Not always, but the energy is vastly different from that deep well of grief that's been underneath. You are moving, you are making plans to get out of this energy. The thing is for those of you who are in the rage, you can't skip the grief portion. But you will come out of it victorious. You will come out of it aligned. You will come out of it with a deeper sense of self and a deeper connection to spirit. When it's dark, you got to turn within. When your external world is dark, your internal world is just as dark. You have to turn within. The answers in the darkness are always within, not without. The blame you want to lay is within. But don't allow that to turn that darkness extra dark. Allow that to give you some light, to give you some levity, to understand that what is your issue is easier to work through than what is someone else's. Because you can't. Sagittarius. Rounding it out. Sag. You're in it. You're in it deep. Feeling like you're being left out, feeling like you don't know who you are anymore, feeling like you are constantly having to take up this fight, constantly having to do the most to receive even just a sliver of hope or a sliver of love. And I need you to flip the script on that. You have to. In order to move through that tower moment, because tower moments are typically mental, right? In order for you to move through that tower moment, you have to be willing to flip the script on that. You have to be willing to own a different version of yourself. I need you to find that sense of stability, that sense of self-worth, that sense of that nurturing mama bear energy inside of yourself, and turn it on yourself. Love yourself through the tower. Don't hold yourself outside of it thinking it's going to be so bad. How does the phoenix rise? From the ashes, how? Nurture yourself through the shift. Allow yourself to get grounded. Get outside, hug a tree, touch some grass. If you live in Colorado like I do, I don't like to put my feet in the grass out here because everybody's dogs pee and poop everywhere, including my own. But go hug a tree. Touch the leaves of your plants. All my plants inside here get touched. They get loved on. They get spoken to softly. And I set the intention that as I speak to my pothos, as I speak to my money tree, that I am speaking to myself. I am a triple Virgo. This is me. She is me. I am she. So anything I give to the earth, I'm giving to me. Set the same intention. Allow yourself to be open to receiving all the things you need for this next phase of your journey. So often you think you have to fuss and fight and carve your path forward forged in blades of steel just to get one of these cups. You can have all 7 of these cups. You can have all the things you need to master this journey by simply showing up for yourself and loving yourself and allowing spirit to then work in tandem with you to bring you what you need on your journey. It does not have to be hard. You choose that, not spirit. Cap. Where you at, boo-boo? Capricorns. My Capricorn's sleeping off a cold. He's still asleep. 10:48 a.m. Well, let's see what you Capricorns need. Double in reverse. We're going to let it stay reverse. You know, I don't often read them reversals, but I hear that one stays. Can do. Yeah, you are no longer being held back. You are not allowing anything that you've encountered in your life to hold you back any longer. No season, no pattern, no shadow, no bullshit trauma. None of it's holding you back anymore. You have decided that you no longer want to live a life that doesn't feel aligned and doesn't feel good for you. You want to be the joy. You want to be the success. You want to be that inner guiding light for yourself. You know you have to build a new foundation, and as you build it, Spirit is going to assist with it. The Wheel of Fortune is always going to be spinning in your favor. Everything that goes up must come down, though. But you can't take those downs and think that they are so deep that you are going to bottom out every time. You're not. You're not. You're shortening the distance of the rope. You're shortening it. You're making these shifts easier on yourself. But when you make the rope shorter, you cycle through faster. But that still means you're cycling through, which means you'll get more cycles, which means the ups and the downs can feel a little heavy because they happen so fast. Don't sit there. Do not sit there. You persevere. You shine your light. You have the success. You have the joy, the abundance that you desire, because you're going to be sitting in that Empress energy, and she always wins. She always wins. It does not matter the depth of the cycle. It does not matter what she's gone through. She knows that she can take that and she can win, because winning is honoring her path, honoring her desires, and honoring her needs. That's where you're at. You have ended the cycle. You know what you don't want, and you have made a solid list, and you have started to take actions towards what you do want, because it is showing for you. It is showing up for you. Aquarius. We've made it this far without a love message. Aquarius. You've recently experienced some heartbreak. You've recently experienced some inner turmoil that has required you to move differently, that has required you to adopt a different attitude, a different mindset. When we have those big heartbreaks, when we have that big loss energy, to move through it and honor the lesson, you have to change how you're thinking to end that cycle, because it's the thinking that got you in the cycle. So now we have to adjust that mindset, and we have to move through it in a different space so we can come to the other side. That's where you're at. You've mastered your emotions at this point. You know what you need to keep going. You know how to love yourself. That's the inner work you've been doing. That's what you've been focusing on. How do I love me? How do I show up in the energy of self-love, of knowing my place in my life, of knowing what I want? And how do I show that and show out? Because I need people to know how to love me, how to talk to me, and how to receive me. And they'll only know that based on what I show them for me. Because you've done that, because you've gotten that cycle, your lover is coming in, your soulmate, your twin, your person is showing up. Some of you might see it by the end of next week. Some of you might be in the energy of it by the end of next week, whether it shows up readily or not. It's coming, don't doubt it. Now is not the season of doubt. Pisces. Ooh, 33. All right, Pisces. You too have ended a cycle. You have walked the walk, you have talked the talk, you have come out on the other side. Spirit has been working in tandem with you, allowing your energy of excitement, your energy and your passions to propel you forward, ending this cycle. It's your passionate energy, your drive for change, your drive for being better that has shifted this path for you, okay? A lot of you are going to be walking into a season of really divine favor, I'm hearing. So increase in your abundance, in your finances. For a lot of you, this will look like you're going to have to understand how to use the energy of money, how to use that currency wisely. You're going to come into a set, some of you are going to come into, they want to say a set of money. into a set amount, maybe, I don't know, but you're going to come into enough that you will have to have that calm center inside of yourself that doesn't freak out by having money. If you get money and you feel too scared to hold it, and you're going off and spending it willy-nilly on every last fucking thing because you're not safe to have it, if you get money and you think to yourself, if I don't buy XYZ 1, 2, 3 that I've been waiting on, if I don't do it right now with this money, I'll never have this money again. That's the problem. That's the mental shift that has to happen. Okay? You are coming through this portion of the cycle because you just ended another portion, and you're stepping into this energy of really owning that divine right of being who you desire to be and being in a state where you are wealthier. It is on your path to be wealthy. It is on your path to be very stable, and it's what you've been manifesting. It's what you've been wishing for. That stability will be showing up. You have to take the opportunities as they show up, though. As the opportunities come up, you have to discern, is this for me? Is this not for me? And am I doing it or am I not? And the more you allow yourself to receive the opportunities, the more you allow yourself to use your discernment, then your creativity and your passions come in the mix. And those passions are what aligns you with the favor in which you are about to receive. Definitely some good incoming money. I feel the need to do a really quick all signs message. One would have assumed I would have done that at the beginning, but no. Let's see what the messages they want. Could have sworn another flipped, but was I wrong? I guess so. Okay. Okay, here's your all signs message. You're learning how to manage your mental space. You're learning how to manage the ups and downs and the cycles of life. There is some healing work to be done here, but you're almost through. You are almost through. They are guiding you, Source is guiding you to come out on the other side, because this is a cycle. This is a cycle that can end. This is a cycle that will probably come up again, but it will be different because you're going to be different. Releasing the judgment shifts you from a fear-based mentality into a I can be and have a solution mentality. And it's from that space that you can show up loving yourself, that you can show up and have the new beginnings, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. I know you want love. I know you want money, both of which are going to take work, but it's nothing that you can't handle because it's just showing up repeatedly for yourself. One foot in front of the other. Keep showing up and doing what Spirit is asking you to do. Keep showing up and loving yourself. Keep showing up and loving the people in your life that are an extension of you, that are an extension of Source energy. The more you bring that love home to yourself, the more you show up for yourself and put in that work, the easier things become and the faster what you desire rolls in. If you've made a goal for yourself for anything in life, it's about continuing to love yourself through it. It's not about showing up every day with this massive to-do list and getting all of it done because that's going to bring in that goal. No. It's about knowing what your goal is, knowing that there are action steps to take, but the first action every day, every time is you loving you. You connecting to your higher self, you connecting to Source, you connecting to your guides and the goddesses that you desire to work with, and finding what they want you to do on your path to achieve the results that you're looking for. If they are all in agreement and in alignment with what you desire, and you have asked and you have divined if this is on your path, then allow them to guide you. Come home to yourself, love yourself, show up for yourself, and know that as you do that, it brings you closer to the reality in which you wish to receive. There is no wrong way for this to come in, whatever this is, or all of the things that this is. There is no wrong way. The wrong way is you turning your back on what you know you desire. Whew. Okay. There was our collective message. after the all signs messages. If you are here, be sure that you have liked, subscribed, left a comment, shared it out there. We are looking to grow our YouTube. If you are looking for private sessions, I do offer one-on-one work. The link for that is in the description down below. If you are finding yourself really drawn to this work, drawn to the quantum field, and wanting to really have the growth and expansion you're desiring, whether it's in your psychic gifts or your life in general, please consider checking out Quantum Transformation. I only take a certain number of those each month to walk you through the transformation that you're desiring. And on the other side of that is some beautiful joy and some beautiful hope. I can be reached in all the places and all the spaces, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye.